Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Sword of Hope 2 for the Nintendo Game Boy. Last episode, Prince Theo and his companions Mute and Lael started exploring Zakdos' castle. The main thing they accomplished was they defeated these three Demos brothers, and each of the Demos brothers was guarding a switch in these eye rooms, and that did something in the castle. And we're going to find out what that basically did in this episode. We could have found out last episode, but I forgot to do this. Basically, you look at the bars, then you hit the bars, then you can try to open the bars, and you can remove the bars and head into this jail. And if you look at the northern wall of the jail twice, you'll find an inscription that basically tells you the importance of defeating those Demos brothers. So let's look at the wall a second time. Closer look reveals a message etched into the wall. Press the three buttons guarded by the Demos brothers to lower the bridge and gain access to Zakdos' throne. So yeah, what would have been a dead end on the 4th floor, there'll now be a bridge there that'll allow us to get to Zakdos' throne. We won't actually reach it there this episode though, because the 4th floor is pretty big. But we still have a little bit of exploration to do up there. Now, the interesting thing is the 4th floor kind of takes a playbook from a page from the playbook in Sword of Hope 1. In the Sword of Hope 1, the three wizards, Martel, Shabo, and Camus, they sent Rico Castle underground to basically stop the king, King Hennessy, from enacting the evil plans that he was basically being corrupted to do by the Dark Dragon. And when we got down to the underground and got to Rico Castle, we found out that the king and the Dark Dragon retreated to the Mirror World, which is basically an inverse of the castle. Well, we're going to find that basically here. When we get to the 4th floor, there's going to be these runes, and when we step on the rune, it's going to basically do a reverse of the castle, an inverse of the castle. And we're going to have to navigate that inverse castle to basically get to Zakdos' throne. But we'll basically explore the unreversed section here. So we got a silver boomerang, kind of worthless of course. Just sell that off. And there are these rooms that look like a snake that curls around. Now this one doesn't do anything here. There's another room to the a few rooms to the right. That one will take us to the inversed castle. And then there's in the inverse castle, there's another one of those rooms. And if you step on that room in the inverse castle, it takes you to this room right here. So those are this is basically the exit from the reverse castle. Sadly, in the reverse castle, we won't be fighting really weak enemies. It's not like, oh, there's really tough enemies in the regular castle, so the reverse castle, it's going to be really weak enemies. No, they don't play, they don't let us off the hook like that, so let's heal ourselves up here. So we got a lot of these tough enemies. These Griffin enemies are really tough. Basically, you almost need to cast that Fortify spell or the Empower spell to give Fortify to everybody, because otherwise the Griffins don't seem to take much damage. You'll see here right now. Now, a good way to do this battle right here is basically you can have a better way. I should have approached this battle. I approach them later on. Is on turn 1, have Theo cast Empower to give everybody that boost, and on the first turn, Mute can use the Cane of Destruction on the Durahan, and Layla can attack it, and that should finish off the Durahan. So then basically on the second turn, everybody's empowered and able to take out the Griffin. But yeah, nothing really works all that well on the Griffin unless you do that empowered. So, yeah, I tried to hit it with the boomerang, but that's one of the bad things about boomerangs is you select a target for the boomerang, but it doesn't necessarily go and hit that target. So I aimed at the Griffin with the boomerang, but the boomerang ended up hitting the Durahan, and he's not really a problem. The Griffin seems to have a really high chance of getting a critical hit. And usually a critical hit on Mute is pretty much, he's knocked out. So he has such low hit points. Layla can potentially survive. Theo usually survives, but usually taken down to low hit points. There's that mortal blow, boom, knock Mute out real quick. Saying Newt, I'm thinking aliens or whatever. So, let's see if Layla can get him back on his feet. I think she got that revive spell. Yeah, these guys are just very, very difficult. Probably the worst enemy in the game. This is where a few other levels would help, but I'm actually able to, I challenge myself a little bit and actually end up defeating the game at basically these levels. I'll still do like a bonus episode where I will get to max level to show everyone's maxed out stats. Yeah, even though these guys are really tough, with some smart planning we can potentially finish the game at this level. So, well, Layla gains another level. Here we go. Get some more treasure here. Another lightning cane. Don't need that. The last treasure we'll basically get in the game is another cane, a cane of destruction. Although you do gotta go out of your way a little bit to get it. At least these treasures here, you don't really have to go out of our way to get them. So here we're going to learn about one of Zakdos' like lane lieutenants. Now, we don't want to head up here, because heading up will trigger that rune to take us to the inverse castle. So, we're just going to avoid that rune, head back this way, and read the paper, check out the letter. To our honored guests, the Beast Knight has prepared something special for you today. Can you avoid his clever traps? No, we have to spring the traps, basically. So to the left is basically where that silver boomerang was. Or 2 screens over to the left is where the silver boomerang was. I'm just going to... So we don't have to go back that way. So yeah, see, it's much better to just have Layla and Mute take out the Durahan. Theo empowers everybody. And then we can finish the Griffin off real easy, usually with 1 or 2 hits. Now, we're using up a lot of magic, but the game is nice. It throws us a little bit of a relief here. Got these bad guys. Let's just run out of here. Run away! Dunk. Alrighty. So normally we wouldn't want to touch these eyes, but this eye we do want to touch. We want to look at the button, hit the button, and even though it's going to play a haunting melody, the haunting melody actually heals us. So we basically just got full hit points, full MP. So this is a good place to do level grinding. I'll probably do level grinding, like I said, just for the bonus episode to get everyone up to max stats. But yeah, you get some good experience in this area with all the tough enemies, and you can just heal yourself up right there. So let's check out this box. Is it nope, it is not a mimic. It's another chest with a miracle nut inside it. That restores all our MP. So you didn't really need to use the one right there because you just healed up, but I don't want to leave treasure behind. So there we go. head over another way. And now I'm going down to, I don't have to go this way, but I just want to show some stuff off. So there was one section that I couldn't reach, that you normally can't reach, on the 3rd floor. And this is the way you can reach that section. There's nothing really there, but luckily it's not a very big detour. Because from the 3rd floor you can go back down to the 2nd floor and get to that treasure chest that warps you back to the 4th floor here that we need to go to. So, like I said, just for completion's sake, I'm going to head it back down to the 3rd floor here. I'm basically going to run into like a one-way door. Well, it's technically not like a door. So, yeah, there's a door over to the left. But we're going to, when you go over to the left, you go into one of those eye rooms. And there are two eye rooms at the top. And if you look at the eye, it basically like casts like a confusion spell on you. And it pushes you back into the room behind it. You see that right here? So, yeah, see the door seals up to the, behind us. So we can't go back that way now. But if we look at the, in the room, it begins to shake, and we get pushed back one room. So if we went up north again, we'll just be in the same room that we were just in. So I'm going to head north there. But I'm not going to look this time, and that doesn't trigger. I'm going to go to this room, though, to the left. If I look at it, once again, it's going to trigger that shake. And it's just going to push me back one floor. Or push me back one room. And now I'm just back here near this section where we basically found the 3rd Demas brother. Head over to the left, there'll be that one chest room, and to the south is where we had that trap door. Yeah, you open that door, there's where the Demas brother was. But we're going to head down those steps, back to the 1st floor. And like I said, it's not that far of a detour, just have to go a few rooms. And we're back here with that treasure chest that warps us to the 4th floor. So we're going to warp back to the 4th floor. And this time we're actually going to spring that trap that the Beast Knight set for us. That, you know, you have to set trigger to, you know, basically get to the end of the game. I guess they don't think that you'd, you know, get that the thing is kind of mirrored. But like I said, if you played the first game, you realize that that gimmick, you know, mirroring the last section of the castle, has already been done before, so it's not so bad of a trap. Alright, so here we are, we're back in this room. Let's go down. We go right. Here's the silver boomerang chest, we got those already. And then we'll, before we head over to the kind of inverted castle area, we will stop once again at that room to heal ourselves up. As you can see, these enemies take quite a bit out of us. But we still have plenty of items. Don't be afraid to use your items. I said I end up actually using one of those miracle nuts, because before you fight Zakdos, you basically have a little like mini kind of boss gauntlet. You fight the Beast Knight, and you fight the Cell Dragon, and then you fight Zakdos right after it. So yeah, a lot of bosses in a row. That's where your items can come handy. If you don't have the 3 treant fruits, make sure you go back to Rod's Woods and get 3 of them, the max that you can carry. Every other place carries 9. You can carry 9. Every other item you can carry 9 of. But I guess because, you know, those things are so overpowered, basically like an elixir, heal your full MP and HP, that, yeah, they just, I guess, figured to be too easy. Whew. That was a lucky escape there. I didn't feel like fighting all those griffins. Let's revive Theo. Heal the rest of our party up. Just to be safe. And then we're going to head down and trigger that rune. So yeah, we step on the rune. A voice stated, modification initiated. Theo stepped upon the mark, and chaos ensued. Boom! The floor began to rumble and shake. And all is silent again. So, just to see all the rooms, we're going to head to the north. If you really want to just minimize the amount of travel you do, you'd head south. But we're going to head to the north just to show everything off. And to open some treasure boxes that will not contain treasure, but will contain these metal mimics. But we've gotten quite good fighting them by now. We fought them so much. They're mainly basically here just to probably drain you of Theo of his MP. Because we basically need to cast that Empower to deal with them. We're also going to need to cast Empower for all the bosses that we're going to be fighting. So that's why I had to end up using that Miracle Nut to store Theo's MP so I can get through all the boss fights. So I'm just going to save my game, just so I can show you the way back. Like I said, you go to this room. If you go this way, this takes you back to the regular castle. Back to this room, which is to the left of the silver boomerang. And I'll pick it up in the next episode back in the inverted castle in the that library there. So I just wanted to show one thing off here. One enemy that I did not meet. So just between saves, I just was wandering around to finally meet this enemy, the Bone Golem. I figured I'd run into him like just doing the exploration of the castle, but never did. So I just went out and walked around and tried to farm him. Ended up finding him. After maybe about 5 minutes. And here he is, so he's nothing really special. Probably one of the weaker enemies in the area. We take him down easily. And that is the completion of the regular enemies in the bestiary. And then I also just noticed there's this one room here on the second floor. This is the one I button that I didn't press. If you do hit this I button, basically everything goes dark, and you have to wander through 2 rooms. Just select any directions, and then it'll turn the light back again. So, all right. Well, I'll catch you back here in the next episode. See you then. Bye.